When we think of rappers, we typically think of flashy cars, lots of money, bottles after bottles of hard liquor, and beautiful girls drooling over them, but in fact, some of the most famous and legendary rappers of our time have given up their lavish careers to simply live life as an average person, even getting regular jobs just like you and I. Keep watching till the end so you can see for yourself countless famous and popular rappers who have given up the high life to work normal, often mundane jobs. MC Hammer. Hammer, widely regarded as the first mainstream rapper, continues to entertain while passing on his legacy to other rappers. Hammer's music was used in many popular shows, movies, and commercials, and he became a fixture of television and the big screen. Stanley Kirk Burrell, or better known as MC Hammer, or simply Hammer, is an American rapper, dancer, record producer, and entrepreneur who rose to prominence in the late 1980s and early 1990s. Hammer is remembered for his rapid rise to fame. Songs such as You Can't Touch This and Too Legit to Quit, flashy dance moves, choreography, and the eponymous Hammer Pants. MC Hammer is a multi-award winner who is regarded as a forefather and pioneer and innovator of pop rap, and the first hip-hop artist to achieve diamond status for an album. BET named Hammer the 7th best dancer of all time. During the first round of Vibe's The Best Rapper Ever tournament, he was named the 17th favorite of all time. Hammer's popularity and success began to wane in 1992, when he was labeled a sellout by the changing landscape of hip-hop music, leading to financial difficulties later in life, including a highly publicized bankruptcy in 1996. During this time, Hammer tried unsuccessfully to capitalize on the rise of gangster rap. After many years in the rap game, MC Hammer turned to God in an attempt to atone for his transgressions against baggy pants. Rapper MC Hammer was ordained in the Church of God in Christ, and later became a pastor at San Jose's Jubilee Christian Center. He told the Los Angeles Times that bankruptcy and the death of his friend Tupac Shakur were wake-up calls that triggered a rediscovery of faith. Hammer founded a gospel rap group and went on to star in the religious TBN show MC Hammer and Friends. In retrospect, his spiritual calling was obvious from the start. Despite the pop ubiquity of You Can't Touch This, Hammer's biggest hit was the motivational anthem Pray. Pray, which featured a famous Prince sample, reached number 2 in the Billboard Hot 100 and was certified gold in 1990. Preaching was an unavoidable fate for someone with a priestly handle like Stanley Burrell. Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice was a popular rapper in the 1990s. With Ice Ice Baby, he became the first hip-hop artist to top the Billboard charts in the United States. He wrote the song about a drive-by shooting when he was 16 years old. Ice, along with the Beastie Boys, Third Base, and House of Pain, was one of the first white rappers to achieve mainstream success. Ice has been credited as a regional breakthrough by Chuck D, who stated he made a name for himself in the Mid-South, in a southern area of Texas, with a style that was almost indigenous to that hip-hop culture down there. He simply does not receive credit for it. Third Base released a single called Pop Goes the Weasel in 1991, with lyrics that compared Ice unfavorably to Elvis Presley. Vanilla Ice changed the game for many white hip-hop rappers, and will always be remembered by his insanely popular hits, one of which we all know and cannot forget, Ice Ice Baby. However, after a brief musical career, he moved on to jet ski and motocross racing, but his career was derailed by drug use. So, where is he these days? Mr. Ice currently works for Capital Lighting in Florida and has designed a line of chandeliers and wall scones dubbed Vanilla Ice Lighting. But fair play to him, at the very least, he's attempting to lighten up about his past. Along with working in lighting, he also has a DIY network show. Vanilla Ice's DIY network show, titled The Vanilla Ice Project, features him flipping houses. Don't worry, he's very qualified. He has over 15 years of hands-on home improvement experience. Mims. Sean Maurice Mims, better known as Mims, which stands for Music Is My Savior, is an American rapper, songwriter, and record executive from Washington Heights, New York City. He's best known for his commercial debut single, This Is Why I'm Hot, which reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts in the United States. However, after not receiving the amount of money he expected as a rap star, the former rapper entered the tech industry. Mims co-founded Recordgram with DJ Blackout, who produced This Is Why I'm Hot, and Eric Mendelsohn, to make it easier for artists and producers to communicate. So, finally I landed a big, huge deal with Capitol Records and had the #1 record in the country, he told Stereo Gum last year, but the finances that were attached to being the biggest superstar on the planet didn't match up. Like, the check that I got was my first taste of disappointment, and I took a step back. Mims now has a great career within the tech industry and definitely does not miss his life as a hip-hop and rap star. Bfb Da Packman. When a rapper is so outrageous and energetic that he makes Sada Baby look calm on a track, it's clear that the artist has star potential. And when you learn that this artist is a working USPS Mailman, you can't help but see life and the people around you in a different light. The rapper in question is Bfb Da Packman, and because of the rarity of his rise through embracing his working-class roots, stories like his may become more common in the future. There have been numerous articles written about Pacman's origins and his redeeming qualities as a person and artist. He's a Flint, Michigan native who now lives in Houston, works as a mailman, and raps candidly about his children, weight, and sexual health in a hectic yet carefree style. Beyond the wild spectacle he creates, Bfb Da Packman's career is a shining example of why attention should be diverted away from algorithm-approved artists and reinvest in the creatives we regard as ordinary people. Even as people and fans recognize his face, Pacman's continued service as a mailman calls into question the notion of famous as a different social class. Pacman could be leading an anti-celebrity movement by simply being himself. With the best creative resources now available to the general public, the next step in empowering people to continue to the world on their own terms is democratizing attention. With such an approachable story and lifestyle, Bfb Da Packman is a more valuable model of success than examples set by chart-topping artists. Many of the world's most famous artists have incredible work ethics and unique offerings, but becoming famous requires some luck, loss of agency, and reliance on major institutions. Pacman does not live a glamorous life, but all it takes to have the fan base and financial freedom he does is confidence, perspective, and a little collaboration. Chris Smith. Chris MacDaddy Smith and his partner Chris MacDaddy Kelly signed to Jermaine Dupri's So Def label in 1991, and a year later, as Criss Cross, they had their first massive hit with Jump. The kid-friendly cut debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and stayed there for nearly 2 months. Kelly died from a drug overdose in 2013 at the age of 34, after releasing their debut album Totally Crossed Out and 2 more LPs, including 1993's Da Bomb and 1996's Young, Rich, and Dangerous. Following Kelly's passing, Smith wasn't inspired or motivated to continue the rap career they had begun, and honestly, it just wasn't the same without his partner. Even though Smith is no longer writing rhymes, he's still writing. He owns Urban Muse, a company that houses his work in design, fashion, painting, and film. It has been reported from online sources that Smith is very happy and content in his career, especially since he has been doing it pretty much the majority of his adult life. That's the end of the video today. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and comment below who you would like to see next. Also, subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're new to the channel to be notified when we upload more content.